this is Paul. One of the pleasures of doing this course is that I get to meet all sorts of interesting people, and without sounding like I'm buttering him up too much, this has been one of the most interesting guys that we've had on the programme since we started 18 months, 2 years ago. So this is Paul. We used to refer to him as Angry Paul. Actually, Angry Paul isn't angry at all. Paul is a psychotherapist, and I'll let him take over at this point for the kind of introduction.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I am Paul Richard. I'm actually a psychotherapist, and I specialise in anger management. I came on the course because I already had a website and it wasn't getting any results at all. It wasn't being searched by Google, so I really couldn't have started from a lower base point.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to say is I didn't design this, so I came to make a better job than my initial designer. And I've been on a journey. I started off with the basic introductory Dreamweaver, and then I did the intermediate Dreamweaver. Each part of the course has taught me how to do things more simply. So I've gone through a lot of processes of reworking in the light of new knowledge to get where I am today. One of the big things is I was anger.uk.com, and I don't think that's a very good name, so the first thing I've done is I've changed the name to something that I think is much more searchable. It's onlineangermanagement.co.uk. Then of course with yourself, Johnny, I did the SEO, and I started looking at NLP, how the web affects language and the work of Veloso.
Yep, Veloso.
Veloso. So what I've been doing is I've been going through her programme of looking at the site, what is the problem it's designed to solve, why hasn't that problem been solved, what's possible to solve it, what is different now. These are very NLP concepts. What should I do now? And on the basis of that, I've rewritten the site completely. My product was going to be a book, because one of the sites you're working on, you're distributing work on health and safety, I believe, by video. So now I want to produce 16 small videos which are going to constitute the course online. The beauty of that is that I'm not going to have to mail anything. There won't be any hard book. There's just going to be a password sent, and then they get access to my program. So I've not actually finished it yet, but work is in progress. The journey is well and truly on the way.
Fantastic. One of the nicest things about your project is that I like to think that the eMarketing Persuasive Content is a kind of journey. I want us to kind of go on a journey together during the sort of 7 to 10 days that we've got together, and there's very much this kind of sense that your kind of your thinking has sort of progressed. And that's really good. So let's kind of just pick this apart a little bit. As you entered the course, you've got angeruk.com. So we collectively identified some sort of failings with this, or some limitations. What was in your mind towards the start of the course about perhaps where this was going wrong?
I suppose naively, when I got the domain name uk.com, I thought .uk.com was a good name. Since then, I don't think I've ever searched a site that ends .uk.com.
Right.
And if nothing else, there's no point in trying to make something work where it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So draw a line under it. I got it wrong. Now go for something that these people search and that Google recognise.
Yeah.
Incidentally, one of the big things about this course, and it's not directly related to web design, but I found a quick way. Sorry, I'm doing my notes. I found a quick way to get up the Google listing, because as I learned from you, being at the top of Google is massively important.
Yeah.
So when I type in anger management for Google, it produces a directory. Well, the directory is a very professional directory. You've got to be qualified to get onto it.
Yeah.
I did, and now within 3 clicks I'm in the top 5 of Google.
Excellent.
Yeah, because the directory is, they go to anger management, they find Paul Richards 3 clicks.
And you're able to put your new website.
And they will host my website.
Excellent.
At least put links, in and out links to the website.
So you got a lot starting to happen SEO wise, a bit of an understanding of
That's it. It's become three-dimensional to me. It's a work in progress. It's beginning to show dividends. I mean, just from that directory, I'm getting clients. So
fantastic. Excellent. Something as
so
simple
it
as
is
that.
working.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of your domain then, a move from angeruk.com to online anger management, it's more keyword rich. .co.uk, yeah. It should stand out a little bit better in Google. It might get a bit more click-throughs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So interesting. We've got a very red site here with is that a fractal? Or?
Yes, it is. That's a Mandelbrot set.
Right. Okay.
Language is fractal.
And language is fractal.
Language is fractal.
Right. Okay. And across here we've got a very interesting one. Rowan Williams is it his personal website? The Archbishop.
Well, actually, it's the Archbishop of Canterbury. But he was in the news a few months ago, and I was just looking at his site. The reason I like it, it's very, very clean.
Yeah.
You know, he's sending out a professional image. It's the sort of image that the psychotherapist could work on. I mean, I'm not going to put on the .com, that would be a step too far. But when I go from that to that, I know which one
it's an extreme to say the
Yeah.
least, isn't it?
Well,
a lot of heavy red and, you know, the use of the word anger, and this is a lot more calm.
Well, when I look at my competition, a lot of my competition's red, and foolishly I fell into doing what the competition does, and I shouldn't be doing it. I should be doing that.
Yeah, and I like the idea of this is quite a personal website. Yeah, and I could see you know, kind of building you as the character, the specialist within the business. You know,
About relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything's about relationships, you know, nothing more than yours really. So you mentioned Veloso then, because you know, it would be great if you were almost delivering parts of the of this course for us, because of your interest in NLP. Veloso has an element of that, I suppose, within it. And Veloso is the one of the sort of methods of kind of pumping content out quite quickly based on asking questions. Why did that kind of stand out to you as interesting?
Because in a way I can feel that she's doing NLP, so it's easy for me to fit in here.
Yeah.
The book is actually a process. If you know, I mean, you get it in the book. It's got a clearly delineated process. Do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
And then rework it. It becomes an art form. So that's where I am with the written content of the site now.
Right. Fantastic.
But going through that process, I mean, it is asking yourself, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? So people with unnecessary anger, it is the problem I'm trying to solve. Often, you know, it's very destructive with their friends and their family. So that's the problem I'm trying to solve.
Yeah.
Why hasn't the problem been solved? Well, people concentrate on issues, why they're angry, rather than what underlies anger in the first place.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the Veloso stuff's given to me.
So the journey then, it looks like it's heading down two products. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of them is possibly a migration of you doing your face-to-face stuff onto online.
Yeah.
And then the second one is this idea of you came with the idea of producing an ebook, which is still valid and still there, but
I've still got it. Yeah.
You're looking at this idea of creating a video. Let's very quickly talk about the first one then. How do you see that kind of your live interaction with people over the web? How might you bring that to a reality from this point?
Well, I have brought it to a reality. I had, by coincidence, a client moved from Nottingham to London. She didn't want to lose contact with me, so we've now established a Skype link.
Excellent.
Once a week.
Just that audio, is that video as well?
Audio, visual.
Right, fantastic.
So we're doing the full thing, and it works. It's surprisingly good.
So you don't need some clever piece of technology, it's already out there. It's a kind of Web 2 tool, isn't it, I suppose? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as good as meeting somebody face to face, because you get all sorts of little signs, but it's pretty good.
Yes.
The difference to me is when I'm working one-to-one, I call myself a psychotherapist. When I'm working online, I call myself a coach or a counsellor.
Right.
There is a technical difference, and I think that therapy needs to be face-to-face.
Right.
But counselling, coaching.
Fantastic. Excellent. So that's going forward with existing technology. You're going to explore that a bit further.
Hopefully with another course with it.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, and the second product then, in terms of how you're going to possibly sort of migrate this ebook into a chapter-based video course or interactive.
Well, again, I've stolen your idea.
They're not mine.
Yeah, they're all your ideas.
I've stolen them from someone else.
I've taken my 60,000 word book and I'm now breaking it into, I'm not sure,